All right, let's see what we've got for tonight. Alice's Big Bag. Hello. So does everybody know what they're going to be working on tonight, or are you going to be utilizing the prompts tonight? Which one are you going to do? That's my offspring playing a game online. Have you been? Yeah, my cup is a little bit big. Here it is next to my head. Most of my mugs are of substantial size. Um, I do take quite a bit of coffee at a time. I even had to take a nap this afternoon, so I definitely needed a cup of coffee. Made myself a cappuccino. What are you drinking? I do have, so just that everybody is aware, I do have beer here on the side. So I'm gonna be switching after I finish this, or once it gets cold, because I'm weird about that. Once my coffee is cold, I can't drink it anymore. Are you able to drink coffee once it goes cold? Like seriously? I don't know. I'm one of those temperature people where it has to be a good temperature. You know what I mean? And I always like my coffee hot. Got lemonade, sweet. All right. Where are you from? Let me know where you're from tonight, because it's always fun to find out. Yup. Yeah, I think it's crazy. All right, we got our mechanism thingamadob over on the side. Florida. Sweet. All right, so if you're from Florida, I'm assuming that your name is Alice. I'm going to jump on a ledge here that your name is Alice. So if you're from Florida, how did you find out about tonight's write-in? Where'd you get the info? Did you just see it on YouTube and go, oh my goodness, I don't know who this is, but let's get some writing done? Or are you on my Facebook page or Instagram or something like that? How did you find out? Not like it's a trade secret or anything, but you know. There you go. All right. Paid attention to that, huh? So yeah, so that was last month. I said that we would be doing the full moon again because somebody mentioned, I think in January, Maria mentioned doing live write-ins on the full moon. And then last month, it was a crazy night. Oh, I think that was my kid's first time at roller derby. And so we didn't know how late it was going to be. And it was just a super long day. So I actually had to do it the day after the full moon. So for this month, it was originally planned for tomorrow, but we decided to just go with the full moon. Has anything weird been happening to you because of the full moon? Like everybody I've been talking to today has been mentioning just how crazy their day has been. Like something's been totally random, something's been off, things are just not going normal. Has it been like that for you today? I'm wondering who else has been like oddly affected by this. All right, I'm getting to that point. Probably gonna have to switch drinks here in a minute. Warm up the hands, man. Not consider yourself lucky so far. Um, so have you been writing between last month's write-in and this month's write-in? Have you been staying consistent on that? Or are you only getting writing in when there's a live write-in? I think that kind of happens to a lot of us is that like the peer pressure works so well when you have kind of a live write-in. And then I don't know, even if you're working on something else, even if you're editing instead of writing, there's something about everyone doing it together and just knowing that like we're all sitting here and that everybody's going to go through the same process. Um, that it's kind of nice to know that you're not alone during this. Oh, you've been looking up literary agents. Okay, very cool. So yeah, it's just I don't know. I'm the kind of person that I do better in groups, and I know a lot of people because Camp Nano is coming up next month. So I know that a lot of people, they've got to have kind of those goals in place to know that this is what we're going to be working towards, and I think it's helpful to have those goals kind of on the website, being able to check in and being able to post up your progress and stuff. And live write-in opportunities kind of skyrocket during the months of April and July and obviously November. So I think it's good that we kind of keep these at least once a month throughout the year because otherwise I'm a total slacker. So Alice, you love prompts. Yeah, it does make the heart happy. It does. I've got some interesting ones tonight. I don't know if there's a theme with this month. Last month there was kind of like I think it was like a sarcastic theme or something. So I mean, I have a couple of prompts. Let's see kind of how it can go tonight. I don't know. I've got them set up on banners this time. Let's see. I guess they're kind of mystery this time. Maybe that's kind of the theme I've got going on. But yeah, so I had this love-hate relationship with prompts because during something like Nano, especially when you've got these big goals and they're primarily word-based, like if I have goals that are just word count based, it then becomes an issue to have prompts because I end up jumping from project to project and starting these little things instead of just finishing the stinking project, like the big one that I was working on. I end up just doing all these little ones instead. So it can be a little give and take there on how to properly handle prompts. Do you utilize the prompts to actually like put them all together, or do you end up with 1,000 little things? How do you use the prompts? Because I know a lot of times some of them can kind of overlap as far as the characters that you use or the prompt. I don't know, the theme kind of tying together. But do you end up putting them together, or do you end up making like a ton of little things? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and 1,000 little things. See, yeah, but I mean that's the thing is it sparks this interest, and suddenly you're like, ooh, I've got a great idea. You start running with it. So I'm right there with you. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and open the beer. Okay, coffee's cold. I can't drink cold coffee. Or like lukewarm coffee. So we're on the beer. All right. Are you ready to start a prompt? Let's see, I'm gonna pick one. All right. This is the one I'm gonna choose for the first one. So, first prompt is every character is forced to wear a warning label. What do they say? That's kind of my question for afterwards, what they actually say. But let's go ahead and start with that one. How much time are you wanting for this prompt? Do you work better with like short ones, like 12, 15? I know some people go for really long ones. Like there's one writer, Becca C. Smith, and she will write like an hour at a time. Oh my gosh, she will do hour-long sprints. And to me, I'm like, that is a flippin' marathon. Like even with the Pomodoro technique, it's 25 minutes, which still feels kind of long sometimes. So let me know how long you're thinking this one should go. set it up on the camera. Hank is doing something over in the corner. It's really weird to see me point that way and the screen shows it the opposite direction. I don't know. He is to my right. I don't know what arm you see pointing, but that one. All right, short ones can't sit that long. So how about we'll do 12 minutes on this one. And we can see how it goes. All right, 12 minutes on the clock. Make sure you can see that. All right, 12 minutes. The prompt is every character is forced to wear a warning label. And then I kind of want to know what some of them are. So let's get started. Okay, time's up. All right, so that one's over. I'm telling you, man, every single time this thing goes off, it scares me half to death. All right, so what was your word count? And what were some of the warning labels that people came with? I would love to know. Here, I'll put it in my. All right, so I had 487 words. And then, let's see. I'll write some of my warning labels. All right. Make one sense of all of everything going on right now. So one of my characters had lies about washing his hands after using the restroom. And that was one of the guys. He was a street musician, so you know, kind of goes with the territory, I guess. Let's see. Okay, so this was another one that I kind of liked actually. Okay, cool. What were some the warning labels for existing characters? Sweet. So, what were some of the warning labels for existing characters? Because that's good. Because that means you're actually building on a story. All right. So, tell us what it is. Okay. So, another one of mine was likes to trip people with his stick, and it's a blind guy going through the subway, uh, like swinging his cane around, and he likes to trip people with it. Which I have to say, I would totally do if I did have a stick like that. I would like feel people out and then just trip them. Or, take out kids as they run by, like in a restaurant or something, just like straight up like clothesline that kid. We've all dreamed about it, okay? We've all considered it. It's okay. No judgment. So, what are some of your warning labels? Read all instructions before starting. That's always an important one. I feel like men kind of skip that step most of the time. That's a dog. That's a George, in case you're wondering. He's a corgi mix and crazy as all get out. It's the easiest way to explain George. So read all instructions. Yes. I came up with, okay, because I guess I had mine kind of set in New York. So, there's ones that likes to steal shiny things, you know, um, takes trinkets and small things when people aren't looking, all that kind of weird stuff, and then steals what does not belong to him. So, that thing is, I had a couple of ones that are like, okay, totally normal, and then a couple where it was like, all right, yeah, I would totally trick people if I had a stick, a cane. And it's funny because I know a kid, I know a kid who's blind and she has a cane. She's hilarious, and I've asked her before. I'm like, do you ever do this on purpose? And she she sometimes does like to trip people with her cane, which I find hilarious actually. And she likes to freak people out because people think she can't accomplish certain tasks, and so she likes to just like scare the crap out of them. So, I love this kid. Great sense of humor, obviously. So she's afraid of everything. All right, cool. So afraid of everything in the sense of like OCD kind of thing. Because, all right, if you've never watched Monk, the TV show, dude is scared of like everything, including things like milk, naked people. He's terrified of all of these things. So it's interesting to see how he interacts with different crime scenes, because he's so terrified of just about anything. And then one time he gets hypnotized and thinks he's a child, which is before he started really kind of going going full OCD. And he doesn't realize mentally that he started eating and chewing on someone's gum that had been spat out and stepped on, and then he stuck it in his mouth. That was interesting. That was a fun episode. I like that one. Let's see. Have you ever tried to like adjust your hair when you're backwards? Where's the part? There we go. So what I think is going one direction, it's really going the other. Oh, I can't do this mirror image stuff. What's up with that? Yes, I love Monk. I watch the shit. Oh, did you know that there's actually books for Monk? Like for real. Check this out. I found some of these in the library one time. All my other Monk books got flooded. Thanks, Harvey. But I still have this one, Mr. Monk in Outer Space. So seriously, and I think it's large print because no, it's normal print. All right. But yeah, it actually comes in books. Who knew? It is some of my favorites. I make my kid watch Monk just so that she knows how to handle me. Because I do, maybe have a little bit of OCD. I think everybody has OCD though too, at least on some things. I mean, there's certain things that like we're particular on, but there's other things where it's like, no, this is serious. Like my kids kind of figured out what some of those things are for me because mom has some tics. Yeah, wow, right? I know. It's so cool. But yeah, I had no idea that Monk had books. But one day I walked into the library bookstore. It is the same story as the one on TV. Let me also clarify that. It is not a separate story. It is as if, what's her name? Who's obsessed with him? Who has the fan club? It's like if she wrote the books kind of thing, just because it has a title for what it is that he does. But yeah, it's hilarious. They're good books. They go along with the show. They're funny. Yeah, they're just like the show. They really are. And I am so sad that I lost those other ones because I did actually read them. I love those things. So you could take Monk with you anywhere, right? You gotta love Monk. Is that weird? I don't know. All right. So let's see. Are you ready for another prompt? You think? Maybe? All right. Let's see. Let's start this. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Kind of like Murder, She Wrote. Man, Angela Lansbury. Wow, that's a blast from the past. I try to explain that kind of concept to my kid not too long ago because, of course, to her, Angela Lansbury is the the woman who was Mrs. Potts, and then of course she was also the witch in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. So she was the older woman there. Great movie, that one. That was great for her. But yeah, that's old school. But I loved how like it started with her like click clack click clack. I think that's kind of one of the reasons that a lot of us got hooked on wanting a typewriter is because of watching Angela Lansbury at the beginning of Murder, She Wrote, just clicking away on that same typewriter. I have to say that was a big motivation for me. Luckily, in high school, my mom did pull out her old typewriter that was huge and like this avocado green. This thing was a beast. And before everybody got, cool on computers, that's how old I am. I used to pull out this giant keyboard or this giant typewriter, and I would actually type up my papers old school on this giant typewriter on my desk. It was so loud. Yes. Okay. So Nanny McPhee. Oh, uh, Emma Thompson. Nanny McPhee. She is hilarious. And actually, I knew Emma Thompson. My first kind of interaction with watching her was Much Ado About Nothing. Super old school, but great movie. It was super cute. Very, very fun story. Nanny McPhee is very fun. I didn't like the second one as much as the first one, but I think that's kind of how most stories and movies go. Is the first one is you feel a little bit more excited about that one. I don't know. All right, who's the other person on here? Show yourself. I can see your eyeball on there. Type something. Let us say hi. All right, you about ready for the second prompt? Let's do it. All right, I will show you the prompt. You want to do, I don't know. Okay, do you want to do 12 or 15? You can do 12 or 15 minutes. Let's see. Let me know what you're thinking. I will change the sound. There. All right, so the new prompt is going to be: you find a stack of You find a stack of missing persons news clippings under your parents' bed. They all have your picture on them. Dun dun dun. So you got 12 or 15 minutes for this prompt. See just what all we can pull out of there. This should be a fun one. I think that'd be kind of creepy. 15. All right, you got it. My dogs are playing in the background. All right, 15 minutes. Ooh, it's gonna fall over. All right, 15 minutes on the clock. Can you see that? Oh, Nelly. All right, there we go. Ready? Hey, Jess. Hello. All right, so the prompt is: you find a stack of missing persons news clippings under your parents' bed, and they all have your picture on it. Thanks, Stephanie. It's an app. It's a free app timer. Okay, time's up. Does everybody enjoy watching me get scared after this? All right. What was your word counts? How did that go? I think that was actually a fun one. I actually liked that one. I think I could go much farther with that one. Let's see your word counts. Let's see how it went. Dun, dun, dun. I got 558. That's a fun one. That one you could go super dark with. I don't know. I have some fun with these prompts. Probably not a great thing for, outside sources going, you're crazy. But like, I don't know. When I start writing some of these things, they just start kind of taking interesting turns, shall we say. Sweet. Jess, I did 600-ish, but I'm sadly working on my final bits for school. I have a month left. Sweet. A month left. Rock on. It's not much. That's exciting. That's awesome. 600. That's amazing, you guys. All right. So, Alice, I love that one too. 1.5 handwritten pages. Wow. Okay. So, your handwriting, girl. So, okay. Are you picky about your pens, your paper? Is there a specific one that you go for every single time? If you've seen me ever holding up a pen or anything, I usually always have a purple Bic pen. I don't know. These are the shiz around this house, and they are probably my favorite pens. They're just simple. They're easy. They travel well. I always line up the little thing with the words on the pen. I don't know why. Again, that OCD thing. But I've always got one in my bag, and every time I write something, you always know it's me because I write in purple. I don't write in blue or black. Definitely don't write in red. I used to write in green. However, purple pens come in a pack, so you can get a whole pack of purple pens. So is there like a special notebook that you write in? Okay, is that the kind of pen that erases with the end of it? Because one of my friends from Neighborhood Book Club, Chanel, she had these pens that, with the friction at the end of the pen, you could flip and erase this stuff. And they came in all these cool colors. Are those the ones you use? All right, let's see. Stephanie, I'm rewriting and shifting things. I have no idea how many words, but it's progress. It is progress. Progress is progress. That is awesome. Oh, amazing. Sounds heck no, as long as it works. All right. As long as it works, all it is. Jess, yes, I absolutely love them. That is so cool. Yes, I heard about those recently. I totally need to get a set for my kid and I because I think that would be awesome. Okay, so one, I have to have pens in color. I cannot write with just like black or blue. So they have to be colors. But those things are awesome. And then there's like, oh, what is it? Stone paper that's like made out of rock, because people do that now. Which, save the trees. I'm all for that. But yeah, I mean, the advancements that people have made in writing equipment. Okay, so back in my day, like in the 90s, they had erasable pens that only came in black, blue, and red, I believe. And it had like a serious straight up pencil eraser on the end. And they were erasable pens. But the Frixion, or whatever, I'm going to show you how to spell it. Frixion pens are absolutely awesome. Yes, they come in all colors you can think of. I have a rainbow. You need to get a pack of these things. All right. I love stationery. I love geeking out over office supplies. One of those people who has quite a bit of office supplies. I love notebooks. I love pens. I love Post-it notes. I have recently renewed my passion of Post-it notes, which is dangerous sometimes. Okay, so it's friction. You say it like friction. Thank you for correcting me. That's how you know somebody learned a word by reading it, because they pronounce it wrong. So it's pronounced friction. Awesome. Thank you, Jess. Yeah, those things are awesome. I got introduced to them, what, 3 weeks ago. Things are so cool. If you, Alan, just look this up. Seriously, I'm telling you, they're really cool. And especially if you write by hand, these things are awesome because also, like, I want to use them especially when editing because I like to edit by hand. So then I can write notes on the side. And then if you're handwriting a note and then it's spelled wrong or you don't need that arrow, you can just use the end of the pen and it just deletes it. I mean, it erases it. It's pretty flipping cool. So yeah, what is your favorite office supply? I'd say mine is definitely purple pens, post-its, which I need to get more of actually. Obviously notebooks. We have a lot of those. I need don't tell anyone I need more notebooks, but I do. I need more notebooks. All right, so Alice, you're down for stickers. Sweet. All right, so do you have like these kinds of stickers? Like these packets of stickers? I like these, although I have started accumulating other stickers, like just random stickers. I went by, Austin Public Library, so I got one there. Got one from their bookstore, Texas Axe Throwing, because why not? Love my library because my kid went to in a bit. Been collecting the Write 10K in a Day. I have not actually put them on anything. Okay, so Write 10K in a Day is a group on Facebook, literally Write 10K in a Day. And every single month, you pick a day and you try to write 10,000 words in one day. And you actually keep track of your totals hour by hour. And a writer who goes by the name of Lara Parrish kind of runs this thing. And it is awesome. And so every single month, and it's done on an honor system, but every single month, she will literally mail you a sticker. And so every month there's a different theme and everything, and you can get this little sticker and it comes in the mail. I have not put them on anything yet. I'm thinking that when I get my next notebook, because this one, I'm more than halfway through it right now. I think when I get my next notebook, I think I'm going to put them on there. But yes. All right, so yes, and the glitter ones, the ones I can write on. Sticky notes, yes, we all agree. Sticky notes are the absolute shiz, y'all. And that's right, I'm gonna say shiz. I didn't realize there was glitter sticky notes. Who knows? Oh, you mean glitter stickers? I'm assuming glitter stickers. Yeah, anything sticky. I don't know. It jazzes stuff up. You gotta jazz up things every now and then, especially if you're writing by hand. So, like, I had to go to that conference seminar thing in Austin, and I had that same friend Chanel print me out a sticker to put on top of my notebook because I'm like, this thing is super plain, and I still need it kind of appropriate to take to a semi-work thing. So she printed me a giant sticker because she has one of those circuit cutters where you can cut anything amazingly well. And yeah, so I have her cut me some cool stuff, but sticky notes. But okay, so it's kind of that temporary thing where you can, so the friction pens and sticky notes, things like that, you can make your comment, you can write it down, and then you can take it off. So it's not permanent, but you still get your point across. You still get the notes that you need without permanently adjusting something. I don't know. Maybe it's just because it brings color to something, and then that way it gets your attention to it. Like green post-it notes, pink post-it notes, blue post-it notes. My issue with the blue ones is the fact that pen doesn't show up real well on them or pencil for that matter, because they're just too dark. I don't know. Let's see. Here's a blue one. Yeah. Stuff written on there. I don't know, it just kind of blends. Got pink. A bunch of colors on them. All right, so let's see. So Stephanie, dry erase boards save me from the stick note. Yeah. Until I have sticky notes all over the dry erase boards. I need a new strategy. Some people specifically utilize dry erase boards with their sticky notes in order to plan out their stories and stuff like that. So that is actually one way that people do things, because sticky notes don't, stick real well to cork boards, and chalkboards are pretty old school. I don't know anybody who has really a chalkboard anymore unless they're going for a retro thing specifically for an event. I mean, that's pretty much the only time I see it. So Alice, I use colored paper to tape all over my wall. See, there you go, all over. Just, and that color, you know, you correlate it to a certain thing and then you're good to go. And that's how you interact with it. Favorite type of paper or notebooks. I love grid paper. I can't use dot grid ones. And if I use lined paper, it has to be college. Okay, cool. All right. So yes. All right. Well, it depends on what it's for. Okay. So I have noticed that I am partial to the not hard bound things. So the flexible cover. And then, all right, so for this thing, I use it kind of like a scrapbook kind of thing. So there's like pictures of me and my kid and everything. And this has grid paper. So this is grid, or not grid, it's the dot grid. It's the dot grid, but I do use both. I don't know. I have to write big in this because the spacing is so small, but the lined paper, which is like the stuff in here, I prefer the college ruled, and it is small, and that's about the size of my writing. So I prefer the lined, I prefer college ruled. That's where I'm at too. The only time I use grid is the dot grid, and it's because it comes in this one, and I scrapbook in it. Other than that, I don't use like graphing paper, like the squares. I don't use those. I don't know. To me, it's too much visually. I don't know. We're all kind of picky about it. All right. So let's look and see. We're going to look at our handy dandy notebook and see what the next full moon is. Let's see. All right. Lunar calendar. Here we go. All right. So the next one, it looks like it is April 8th is the next full moon. So April 8th, next full moon. Let's see what day of the week that is. I'll just check it. Goes around the calendar here because I forgot to see the calendar. All right, April 8th. It does not. It looks like that is Passover as well. All right, cool. It's Wednesday. So let's do our next live write-in on Wednesday, April 8th. And again, we'll do probably 7 p.m. I know it's time change, so it may be weird for everybody. If 6 o'clock or something works better for you guys, let me know over on the Facebook page. Get that in there. Over on the Facebook page, Funky Like Feathers on Facebook. Let me know if that time works for you. I'll make sure to kind of post and say, hey, next month, we're going to do it April 8th at 7 or 6. Let me know which one works best for you guys. So I will see you guys there. Great job tonight on the words and the writing and all that jazz. And I will see you guys again next time. Have a good one, you guys.